What it do, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Generation Shock.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
That's right. We're back and we're better than ever. We're on all your screens, if you know what I means. And yeah, we've been gone for a little bit, but you know, we're back in the game, getting ready to go again. What's so funny down there, Nelly?
Did you mute us all?
Yeah.
Everybody gets muted during the intro.
Bro, I looked down and I was like, I said nothing in the intro, but never mind, you muted me. It's been a while, that's why.
Yeah, dude. It automatically mutes. So it might take us a little while to get back into the flow of things, possibly, because you know, obviously we've been on the hiatus for a while. But as always, I'm gonna turn it over to the most elegant intro man in the game, Mr. Nelly.
No. Today Messiah is doing it. I want Messiah.
Oh, okay, Messiah.
What am I doing?
New season,
right,
new
ladies
us.
and gentlemen.
Messiah, do the intros.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Want me to give you a beat? You need a beat?
No. From the north side. No, coming to you from the north. North Carolina? Is it North Carolina? I don't know where you're fucking. I don't know if you're in North Carolina. Anyway, coming up from the north, my boy with the Gainesville jersey.
It's Guerreros, bro. It's
Guerrero's jersey.
What do you mean Gainesville? Jesus.
I thought it said Gainesville, but I can't read it. So, all right, ready? Ladies and gentlemen, coming up from the north from the Guerrero's baseball team, number 26.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Nelly. As you can tell, my boy Messiah does not know where I live or gives a fuck about it. So,
what number are you? Are you really 26?
No, man.
I just made that up.
Oh my god.
And the DJ, host / producer / one man team from my west side. Your monster on the mic.
Hello. Hello.
That's how I do my intro. And your boy right here, Messiah, one mic. All I need is one mic. So I believe let me do
this. Show's off the rails already. We haven't even got started yet.
I know.
Jesus Christmas. Yeah. What is going on here tonight? All right, I would say we have a great.
Honestly, bro, I miss doing this, bro.
I would say we have a great show in store for you tonight, but I'd probably be lying to you because if you've seen the first 2 minutes of this, you can tell it's not going to be a great show, but it's still going to be fun anyway.
I think he put bourbon
what's
in his
up,
coffee.
Tasha? What up, Joe Biden? And yes, for the record, you know he's a little awkward.
Yeah,
I've always been awkward.
What's up, Natasha? He is beyond.
What's up,
awkward.
Tasha?
All righty then. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. We got some interesting things to talk about. At least we think some of it is going to be. I look Middle Eastern. That's what I'm being told by Mr. Biden. So that means you're not a fan of me. I get it. Okay, 'cause I know how you feel about those people stereotyping me already. Anyway, so. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the news and the stuff going on in the world today. So some of it is going to be sports related because there has been some pretty big sports news. Some of it will be non-sports related. But either way, we're going to have a good time with it. So let's go ahead, hop right in. And because we haven't done a show in a while, fuck it. Let's go ahead and get a little Monster Rican sports intro.
Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When the low, yeah, we going high.
See that? When the intros go, we get muted. Then the intro's done and we're unmuted. It's crazy how that works.
It's crazy. Roger that.
Genius.
Right. First up, want to talk about Deshaun Watson. And the judge went ahead and suspended Deshaun Watson for 6 games after looking at all the facts, the evidence the president sent in the past by the NFL, and only getting to hear from 4 out of the 5 women that the NFL had decided to have as witnesses, not character witnesses, but as witnesses against Deshaun Watson. So she came down. I forget what her name was off the top of my head. I should have had that ready, but that's on me. Anyway, she came down, said 6 game suspension. So the NFL has the right, according to the NFLPA, though, that they can appeal this decision. But here's the fun fact. The NFL, when they appeal it to themselves. So now, because they don't like the decision, they are able to turn around and go back and make a ruling, even though there was already an impartial third-party ruling through arbitration. Rumors have it NFL wants an immediate suspension of Deshaun Watson, but more off They want to suspend him for an entire year indefinitely. Now, what that means is it was not an NFL judge. It was an ex-Supreme Court Judge, Biden, that made the official ruling, and now it'll be an employee of the NFL that Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, appoints to make the decision on what the actual penalty is going to be. It was a she, but just so you know, it was not a he. It was a she. So anyway.
Or they.
Yeah, well, she identified as a she, but that's okay.
All right. All right.
Anyway, so bottom line is that the NFL wants a 1 year suspension that's indefinite. Basically, what indefinite means, it's the same thing that happened with Michael Vick, that he doesn't automatically be able to be in the NFL after the year suspension. He has to apply for reinstatement, which means if he doesn't follow certain conditions and things set forth upon him, they don't have to let him back in the NFL. Versus a normal suspension, he's automatic. He's never left the league. He just can't play for those certain amount of games. So that's what everybody's waiting to find out. If the NFL is going to go forward with that decision during the appeal process, and they're going to go ahead. Now, rumors are, though, if they do ban him for a year and they tell him that it's a conditional suspension, he has to reinstate. There are rumors that he will sue them and take them to the Supreme Court. And then you could be talking about him playing all year because this is in a court case. And so, I just curious if you guys heard about this and what's going on with it. What do you think?
Nelly?
Oh, all right. Everybody talk at once.
I was pointing at him.
All right.
I'm tired of hearing
I did hear it
in
in the background. I did hear it in the background on ESPN. I just think it's kind of crazy to how at first they were backing him. They were backing him after the fourth witness, like you said. Then they're like, "Fuck it, you know what? There has to be some truth in it, right?" So, in the end, he has a guaranteed contract, doesn't he?
He does.
So in the end, I think it's kind of fucked. I'm surprised that they make an example of him from all the lessons they have learned in the past. The NFL always gets himself in this fucking trouble.
Well, what do you mean by that? By lesson?
Okay, you have what's his name? Peterson. Right?
But what lesson would you want them to? What lesson do you expect them to do?
All this shit against the females that've been happening from the players, and they protect the players, and they always kind of throw everything to the side because of talent.
Well, but what do you mean? So give me an example. I don't understand what you're saying. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. You're talking about the past players. I'm saying they should have made an example of him. In what terms? I'm surprised they didn't make an example out of him.
But
how could? What would you?
Well, he got accused.
What would they do to make an example of him? That's what I'm asking.
Well, suspend him without after the investigation. What they're trying to do now happen immediately instead of.
Well, the problem is there's this thing called collective bargaining, right?
Yep.
And so what happens is during the collective bargaining, they decided they didn't want Roger Goodell to get to make all the decisions on his own. So they agreed to a third-party arbitrator, which is a ex-federal judge, which is this lady. And I mean, somebody could look up her name, maybe that'd help.
I'll look up her name.
And
the Sue Robinson,
yes, Honorable Sue Robinson, right? So she's appointed to hear the cases from both sides and the evidence presented. Now, a couple things to keep in mind, and Biden, it was 40. I think it was 25 women, but there was speculation of up to 60 at one point, but it ended up being 25, 26. But the thing that everybody has to remember,
sorry, through his NFL career. Or since college.
These are the people. It doesn't matter what career. It's a matter of the people who came forward, right? Okay. Now, what everybody has to remember is two things. One, like I said, it's a third-party arbitration. So the NFL didn't make the decision. So the NFL has made no decision on this. The NFLPA made no decision on this. Number one and number two, right? Number three, Deshaun Watson already sat out an entire year. Okay. And then
with pay.
No. Well, yeah, he did get paid, I think.
Yeah, because he got guaranteed. Yeah.
No, last year, this was a brand new contract this year. We're not talking about last year.
Yeah.
But regardless, the other thing we have to remember in it is that we can, the Sue Robinson can only rule on the facts presented before her. So she can't go by 24 cases of accusations or 44 cases activate whatever, how many there were.
Accusations.
Because the bottom line is at the end of the day, they only presented 5 and only 4 of the women spoke. So that's all she could go on. So what she cited is that number one, there was no aggressive behavior. nonviolent aggressive nonviolent behavior. And then what they did is she basically said, well, if you line this up with the NFL has done in the past, this is the amount of games they've given to people in the past, which is 6 games. So that's why she decided that ruling, because it was nonviolent. This was in line with the NFL has done. There's precedents for this. So she made that ruling. But like I said, the NFL now has the right to revoke that ruling and make a ruling of their own. And they're looking to come down with a much harsher penalty than that.
So that means
at the end of the day, he has the biggest contract in NFL history. He was guaranteed $230 million by the Cleveland Browns. And the Cleveland Browns even made his contract work out that if he sits out every game this season, he only loses $1 million of the $230 million.
They worked that out, or his agent did? Anyways,
obviously they had to agree to it, right?
If the NFL wants to go against what the judge said, right? If the NFL wants to do that, that means they know a lot more than the 5 people that presented her with.
Who?
The NFL.
Well, no, they're just that. So the problem is number one, the NFL can't bring in any new evidence. They say the evidence is locked in. Whatever they have is have. But the evidence, the NFL's argument is that this is a habitual behavior. Right, and this
25 people,
even more. But this is basically what they're saying is more than one. So they're trying to argue, like for instance, you take Ben Roethlisberger. Remember when he had his thing go down about what he did or whatever,
the rape.
Yeah, that was considered an isolated incident. Whether you want to, it's not about what you feel about it. I'm not trying to say how I feel about things. I'm just stating fact. They consider that like an isolated incident. There weren't multiple women coming out and saying Big Ben did something to him, right? That's where the NFL has a problem with this, is that because there's multiple women, more than one, it's a habitual behavior, and that he needs to have treatment and everything. The judge actually stipulated in the ruling that he's only allowed to get massages by the team masseuses from now on. And that was part of the stipulation. If he gets caught getting massages by anybody that's not team provided, then he would be banned from the NFL or suspended again. Like, it was crazy.
That is crazy. Goodell's trying to, obviously he wants tougher actions. What Roger Goodell was saying was his actions were egregious and, if I said that right, and predatory behavior. So that's exactly what he did. But like the judge said, where was it here? Just to quote her properly.
Well, real quick while you look for Biden, basically the bottom line is that it is not. I know we disagree with the law sometimes, but I'm just stating with the law. I'm not stating about anything else, so don't take it the wrong way. But according to the law, he has not performed any criminal acts. He was indicted by a grand jury. They heard the cases. And they chose not to, it was brought up for indictment in front of the grand jury, and they decided not to indict him. So
you talking about Roethlisberger?
No, I'm talking about Watson. Okay. That he was brought up in front of a panel twice, and they tried to indict him for criminal charges, and both times they said there was no evidence to be able to do so. So there is no criminal charges coming on the way, or any time. It doesn't look like ever. He has settled out in majority of his cases. So it's one of those things. So yes, there is no criminal act, even though it's, absolutely egregious what he did and what he's doing, but there's technically no criminal activity there. So one of the things they go on is you don't have to have criminal activity to be suspended in the NFL. It can be detriment to the shield, right? So you're harming the brand. So that's where those suspensions can come from too.
Yep. Okay. So it wasn't holding up the integrity of the NFL, pretty much with Roger Goodell.
The badge.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
The shield, they call it. So there's a lot of shit going on with this, a lot of controversy, and this is a very heated conversation.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of news.
This goes to show you one thing. One, talent trumps everything, right? And number two, desperation will make you do anything, right? Because the Cleveland Browns...
When you said desperation...
Cleveland Browns are one of the most desperate franchises in NFL history dying for a quarterback. They had a quarterback who brought them to the playoffs, won a playoff game against their rival, and they still went out and did this contract with this individual, knowing these things were still out there, knowing he could get suspended, gave him the highest guaranteed contract ever in NFL history at $230 million, and made sure that first year was only $1 million, expecting him to be suspended in order to make sure they keep him happy. Because they realize at the end of the day, all of this shit, and I'm not saying I agree with it, but at the end of the day, they believe that in 2 years, if he wins the Super Bowl for the Cleveland Browns, ain't nobody going to be worrying about this shit. And that's the reality of it all.
Except for the victims.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's why, at the same time, the victims are getting their paycheck.
Yep.
So,
well, are they really?
Yeah, there was settlements.
Okay, so why is there a case on it?
Well, regardless if they're settled, doesn't mean that there wasn't.
When they're settled, don't they sign an NDA?
Yeah, well, the ones who signed an NDA probably didn't speak at court, right? At the end of the day, though, you got to remember, it's not about criminal charges. It's the detriment to the shield.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if he pays these people off, right? He paid them off, but he still has to pay a penalty because he brought shame to the NFL. So that's what it comes down to. Anybody else?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, man, money plays a big involvement too, right? So if he didn't have money, there wouldn't be many settlements.
Yeah. Not only just that, if it wasn't the money that was put behind him, this shit would have been like wasted also.
Yep. But at the end of the day, man, obviously, don't condone the behavior, but it's the world we live in where money talks, man. So
bullshit walks. Yep. Talk about money, man. There's an NBA player that got paid, not very long ago, was already stirring up some major shit around the NBA. And we got our boy Kevin Durant. I just want to get into this one for just a few minutes. Let Nelly, do his thing. Kevin Durant tells Nets owners to trade him or fire Steve Nash and Sean Marks, the coach and the GM. Kevin Durant is not happy. He wants out. Talk to me about that, Nelly.
It's crazy, right? Obviously, everything in sports, right? You got to mold well with your coach and that, but it's crazy how it's getting to a point where superstars, right?
Yeah.
Talented players are just like, nah, this is the way it got to be.
What the fuck is wrong with the players these days?
And KD actually, he just spoke out today that two teams he would like to go to is the 76ers and or the Celtics.
Well, I'm sorry you don't get to make that decision. You go play where you get paid.
I always laugh at these arguments people make. Why is it that it's always the athlete who gets berated and never the organization? Right? Like you're literally saying you're getting paid. Just go shut up and play basketball.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying, listen, it doesn't matter who's paying you, right? You should, if you made a decision, you should stay there or play, give it a try, and quit, and don't expect to get paid with the rest of the contract. All of a sudden now they're making calls like, oh, I don't want to play because of this guy. I don't want to do this because of this guy.
10 years ago when these guys weren't getting paid and they're getting traded around and forced to do things and have no say in it, you're okay with that. But now that people are standing up, trying to have a voice and take control of their own future, you have an issue with these players wanting to demand where they want to be,
what I have an
where they
issue
want to
is
play, what they want to do.
What I have an issue is when you're chasing a ring and you can't figure it out because you can't do it, but you can't do it. So now you're trying to figure out. Now you're gonna be like, oh, I want to get this person. I don't want to play here. Oh, that's not worth it here.
Is this a basketball thing or is this a sports thing for you? Let me ask you that. Let's start there.
This is sports.
Okay, so what you're saying though is if you got a guy in the NFL who has no guaranteed money and the team can cut him anytime they want and not pay him a fucking dime, that player should have the right to stand up and say, I demand to be traded to a team that's better because it's going to bring me more money. So you're saying, standing by the organization.
Because you know why? If he gets cut, why? Because if he gets cut from that team because he wasn't good enough to play for that team.
If he gets hurt, there's no guaranteed money. He loses his paycheck. And he goes home.
Then he needs to fire his agent. Two, the other thing is if you get hurt, you recover, and then you try out for another team. Wow. That's how it is. If you're that talented, you'll make it.
You're the guy who believes. Go ahead.
I just say if you're good enough.
I'm gonna let you go, but I'm just saying, like, it's also you got to think about their year, right? he didn't have Kyrie either. Kyrie was on this, I'm not getting vaccinated shit, and obviously you can't play in certain cities. So he was also pretty much gone 70% of the year, right?
Okay.
So for me, I wouldn't blame it all. I mean, maybe like I said, I don't play for the Nets, but maybe Steve Nash is not coaching well. But I wouldn't blame it all on him. You had another star player that you joined the Nets to play with and win a championship with, and was gone 70-80% of the season.
What was his performance like? What was his performance like, though?
So basically,
Kevin Durant.
Messiah's the type that's going to be yelling at the golfers for going out there and going to the Live Tour and making that money. And instead, they should stay on the fucking money. PGA where there's no guaranteed money. They got to pay their own shit. That's what you're saying, though. You're hating the player, not the organization.
I'm just hating the fact that some of these players are chasing rings, and because they can't do it or not happy because they couldn't do it in the team they're in, now they want to leave immediately. They have a 5-year contract. Now they want to get traded because they can't do it.
There's some organizations that are just garbage though and have bad owners.
So why go to fuck to that organization?
If you know it's garbage, you know
the Nets are garbage. Listen, if you know the Nets are garbage, I don't care if they offer me $3 million above from what everybody else is asking me. I'm not going there because they're garbage.
So when somebody's offering you the most money out of anybody else possible, you're going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'll turn that shit down.
I'll have speculations on the contract.
Or you go there, you try it out, you find out it is a fucking dumpster fire, and you get traded because guess what? It gets traded with you.
You're trying to tell me that, listen, you're trying to
traded with you.
What?
Your contract.
I know, but you're trying to tell me.
Go get your fucking money and then get the fuck out.
All right, so you're trying to tell me that these guys have been in the league for this long and they don't know that the fucking Nets are garbage? They're garbage. Why go there? Nets, Knicks, they're garbage, bro. You should only play for 2 teams. Lakers or Celtics.
And can they afford to pay him that max contract that he got?
But you know why? Because they know he's not worth it.
Damn, you just shit on the Warriors.
Trying to trade for him. What are you talking about?
But that's what I'm saying. Like if the Lakers don't want to pay you the money, it's because they know, bro. These guys do background check. These guys do mass, like Saber Matrix. They do all that shit, and they be like, listen, you're not worth what you're asking for. So guess who's gonna give it to him? The team that sucks, the rug down team, the team that just says, "Hey, we'll get your help." Like you said earlier, the Browns are giving Watson all the money because they're desperate. So were the Nets, and now Kevin Durant knew that shit, and now he wants to leave and talk shit about the organization. Fuck out of here. Fuck that. You knew that shit when you went there.
KD, his average, he played 55 games out of 82, averaged 29.9 points a game. 6.4 assists, shot 51% from 3 and 91% free throw.
And what did he do in the previous teams when he was winning rings? Actually, when he was stacked.
When he was playing with the Warriors?
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
So who do you think are the top 3 players in the NBA right now, Messiah?
I haven't been keeping up, so I don't know.
So shut the fuck up then.
Right, but I'm just saying, I just don't think Kevin Durant. I just think that, like, for example,
I'm glad to see the players in power. It's about time the players get in power.
At
the end of the day, they're the ones who run this league.
I'm with you on that. If you're good, and you could, they can build a team around you.
So wait,
you got the power
Kevin
to say,
Durant's
hey,
not good? Is that what he's saying? He's saying Kevin Durant's not good? Is that what I'm hearing?
He didn't do good. He ain't good. I don't put him in my top 15. I don't put him in my top 15. No, Kevin Durant in the league I do not put him there. You know why? Because it could be argued that he would not have won any rings without going. He went to a team that already won an NBA Finals and then won 3 more. 2 more, I think it is. And then he went to Then he went to the Nets. He couldn't do it. Listen, he couldn't do it in the Thunders. Did he do it in the Thunders?
So check this out.
Did he do it? No. He went to the Nets and complained about the Nets. No.
Can't even. We got to change this. Go ahead. We're going to change the subject. I can't listen to somebody who's going to be that naive.
I'm not naive. I just say he can't win.
Can you let Nelly talk?
Go ahead, Nelly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he's fucking don't let me fucking talk. This fucking guy. All right. So as of July 3rd, all right, 2022, the top, I guess 10. Well, it's only showing me 8 for some odd reason. There it goes. Okay, I got it. So starting at number 10, right, is Kevin Durant. Number 9, Jason Tatum. Number 8, Rudy Gobert. Number 7, Trae Young. Number 6, LeBron. Number 5, Joel Embiid. Number 4, Steph Curry. Number 3, Luka Doncic. Number 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And then number 1, Nikola Jokic. Those are the top 10.
That's the worst top 10 ever. That's the worst top 10 showdown. Like,
hey, everything's opinion based, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking horrible.
Who voted for that shit?
Dude, you probably did. Right. You probably hosted it.
I probably did, right? I was like, I'm just gonna pick names. LeBron James, I recognize that.
I already know what side Messiah's gonna side on with this next topic, because he's all for the establishment, not for the player.
Why you keep saying that? I'm for the if you're good
for the establishment,
you go play
not for the player.
Want, but if you're not that good, shut the fuck up and take the money.
He's for the establishment, not for the player. So when we go ahead and we look at a player who's in a bad establishment right now, we're talking about Brittany Griner, sentenced to 9 years in Russian prison for a little bit of marijuana.
Bro, I don't care how you word it. A little bit of marijuana. This is the problem when Americans travel to other fucking countries and they think every fucking country is the same as this fucking country. Drug laws are different in every country you go to. She should have been smart enough to say, "Hey, what are the drug laws in Russia?" And then she was stupid enough to fucking leave it in her bag. Now she has 2 things going against her. She's African American.
Look, he's on the side.
She's gay, African American, and she's gay, right? Which is 2 things that country does not support. And then on top of that, she throws drugs in the fucking mix, and she gets caught in a political battle. She got bad luck, but she should have known if you're gonna travel, if you're gonna leave this country to go to other countries. Just the fact because you're an American does not give you the rights in that country to fucking become a Karen or feel pity for me. You follow that country's laws, and that's it. And everybody's saying for the
establishment.
No, and then everybody says, oh, if she was white, that would not happen. There's white people that has happened to white people in Russia also.
Yeah, but did you see the difference? I don't remember the name, but she got charged 1 million rubles. I think that's what it's called. And the white lady got charged 15,000.
But it's just the white lady. There's also white men that went through that shit. American that went through that shit.
All I'm saying is you think you should be charged for 9 years for a cartridge?
Bro? I don't think you should. I don't think you should be charged. I think it's wrong. Of course. That's what I said. She came into the timing was incorrect, was fucked up. But she should have also read the laws of that country. What are the drug laws? If you know you fucking love drugs, and you can't live without it, you function with it, and you gotta travel to another country. Let me try. Why the fuck are you gonna try that?
It's for healing.
Just like the guy in North Korea, I could be wrong. North Korea that put the Bible in the hotel and got locked up. It's against the rules in that country.
How is anybody gonna travel and know every little law? Like, dude, you have a.
You know what I did when I traveled? You know what I did when I traveled to other countries? One thing is I checked. What first of all, what are the danger zones, right? 2, what animals I can get bitten by that I could die? What are the work permits over there? And what are some of the laws? Can I drive with my license and all that shit? I did some of that research. I didn't check drugs because I don't do drugs. So
all right, well,
go ahead,
no, go ahead, Nelly. You go first. You go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't saying, but. So right now, what Washington has kind of brewed up, or what they're hearing, is that they're looking to trade one of the Russian arm dealers, obviously in exchange for Brittany Griner. That's one of the things that they said.
I think that's good, right? That the United States is actually trying to help her. Joe Biden's out there, they're fighting for her. But she has talked shit about this fucking country. But then expect the country to go help her out when she's in trouble. This is the shit that I don't get. People defending, feeling guilty for her. No, she fucked up. Something happened and she got arrested. And now 9 years, do I think 9 years is a lot? Yeah, I think 9 years is a lot. Of course it is for anybody, wherever you go. But I don't make the rules. I don't make the laws in those countries. And she fucked up. She has to take it. I feel sorry for her, but it is what
9 years. Not 9 years was pretty bonkers, but
it is 9 years.
I would just say like Messiah said, it just comes at a shitty time, right?
Yeah, shitty time, and during a political thing. Come on.
Yep.
And the fact that this is why the country is doing something good that they wouldn't do for any other Americans, bro. You've heard news about other Americans that are going through some shit, and the country doesn't even no fucks given.
Hey, Mazai, you ever been to Alaska?
No. I want to go there though.
All right, I'm just curious.
Wow, what's going on in Alaska?
Nothing. I just go ahead, keep going. I was just curious.
Because you want to say something.
It's probably no Brady fan.
No. Like, so this is my point. Like, you say talk about looking up laws and shit. Do you know that it's illegal in Alaska to get drunk in a bar? Now, are you going to look that up when you go to Alaska?
No.
Are you going to look up a law to state?
I'm not going to look that up. But
so then, but you're saying,
but I'm saying,
look up all the laws. There's laws in states
not
that
all
you
the
can't
laws.
hold the hands in public. You can't kiss in public. You can't eat ice cream on Sunday. That's a fucking law in the book. So now if they chose to enforce it, what you're saying is, it's my fault for not knowing that there's a law against eating ice cream on Sundays. So if they choose to enforce it, they can, and they have every right to. And now I should go to jail because I'm not looking up every fucking law known to man for that area.
Not every law, but the laws, the log of drugs should be on the peak of your fucking list.
Not if you don't think you have drugs. Not if you're not planning on doing drugs.
Huh?
Like, now I'm not saying if she's lying or not, right? But she never once said that she never planned on doing drugs. This wasn't she wasn't trying to do drugs there. This was something she has a medical license for. In America, that was in her bag from a previous trip that she was unaware was still there and was found by those authorities. This was not an attempt for her. Now, she could be lying, but if you take her at her word, this wasn't somebody attempting to go do drugs there. She had no plans on doing drugs. So why would she look up the law?
Because why does she take medical marijuana for?
That's her personal business.
Okay.
It's called the HIPAA Act.
I get that. So that means, if let's just say she did it because of anxieties and all that, and she needs it, it becomes a crush that you need it, you're going to take it to that country because
once again, you're making assumptions. You're
right. I am making assumptions. But if she smokes it every day because, again, it's a medical need, right? It is a medical need. It's a medical need. You're going to take it with you.
There it goes.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to take it with you because you need it over there also, or you only need it when you're in this country.
Yo, I can't speak for everybody, but I know, like, for me, right, I have my guns and my knives and all this other shit. So, like, I know before I travel, if I'm gonna get on a flight or anything, I fucking shake out my bag and I check it thoroughly to make sure I ain't got shit left over. That's just me personally, though.
I'm just saying. All I know is that once again, you're for the establishment. I get it. You're not for the people. You're for the money makers, the organizations, the establishment. You're not a man of the people, and that's okay. And we accept that. We still love you for it. Okay.
By the way,
you notice though, but it's funny because it's the guy driving around the his and her BMW, right?
Still here. You know that?
Oh, well, it's still a Monster Weekend Sports, is it not?
Oh yeah, and that's
you're right.
I have a great background of your ironing board, but keep going.
Yeah, well, shut up. Anyway, so no, but my thing is this: I think it's funny. The guy driving around the BMW is definitely for the establishment. The guy driving around the Ford Focus is a man of the people. So that just goes to show you where our mentalities differ.
Also where there's a difference. The guy that also has a medical, what is it? Medical what? You have medical that you take for medicines.
What? Anyway, let's go to the next one.
Anxiety
so when we're talking about over here, when we're talking about over here, and we're talking about Russia, Russia's known for one thing, right? Killing motherfuckers with guns. We all know that. This chick won't last 9 years. Guarantee you that if they don't get her out, she will be dead in a Russian prison.
That's scary. That's the scary part.
That's the reality.
I fear that.
But you don't feel, but you're with the establishment throwing her in there for 9 years. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's talk about another topic, one near and dear to Nelly's heart, because he talked about, his obsession with guns, which is not an unhealthy one, but smart guns finally arrive in the U.S. Tell me about this. And maybe I need one so that way I can set something up so I don't have to, pop a cap in Messiah for being a part of the establishment over there.
Yeah. So, pretty interesting. This is obviously this has been in the works for a while, for years, and they're possibly going to arrive in the U.S. So kind of give you a down of it. I just lost it.
Who makes them?
this I'm gonna give you the two companies. I just
good. I need to put some money in them. I
need to put some money in.
Hell yeah!
This guy. Hold on, my shit. Oh my gosh. There
Oh
we
my
go. My bad,
goodness.
y'all.
I copy
bad,
that. Monster. I copy that. That's why I didn't want to say anything.
Who's not for the people? Hold on. Biden, you think I'm for the establishment? Bro, I'm all about the people. Down with the man. Down with the establishment. Shit.
All right, so pretty much Lodestar is the name of the company. And then also Smart Guns, a company in Kansas as well. So pretty much what they're working on is making personalized smart guns and having them be unlocked with a fingerprint or NFC. So that means using your application tied to you, and you can add an extra. You can add a user if you like.
Is that the one with the smartwatches I saw? Like I saw there was a
yeah.
Like you had to have the watch with you or something, don't you?
Yeah. So it can pair with watches that have NFC, and then the other one, they're like a pin pad. So obviously, if it's raining or whatnot, you can't utilize your thumbprint because it might not work. But have a pin pad option as well to unlock your weapon for it.
You can protect yourself as long as you're not in the rain.
Yeah,
you're ever outside walking in the rain and somebody comes up and tries to rob you? Well, we're sorry. Our gun's not for you.
Or if there's a fire in the building, the sprinkler system goes off. I'm sorry. You can't pull the trigger.
Hold on. This guy, why am I shooting the fire? What's that going to do for me?
All the sprinkler system is going off.
So hold on. So I'm going to get burned and murdered?
No. While you're getting robbed, you can't pull the trigger.
But so I'm getting robbed in the middle of a fire.
Possibly.
Wow, that's a new one. Okay, go ahead, Nelly. Sorry, I just haven't heard of people like he's really. I mean, I'm falling out of a plane on fire, about to land in the water as I'm being robbed. So I mean, that's also a possibility, I guess, right?
Mazai's riding the next Final Destination. That's what he's doing.
Jesus. Go ahead.
So. Anyway, so the purpose around it, right, which I obviously I think is a good idea, right? Obviously using such technology can disable the gun from anyone else trying to use it. So obviously in hopes of reducing suicides, reducing the loss of stolen guns, and obviously offer safety to police officers and obviously those jail guards who fear gun grabs and from the inmates and stuff like that.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll save my questions for the end. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So let me ask you, how practical is this?
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna do research because if they are coming to this country, I am gonna invest.
Yeah. So obviously, right? Obviously, they've been doing demos and stuff like that, and there's a video out there with obviously a range officer and stuff firing the weapon, showing them the prototype that they have, right, and utilizing the different settings without any issues, right. But obviously, this is a big thing, right? Because a lot of people were fighting it that it kind of goes against the Second Amendment or whatnot. So they've tried this over the years, and obviously, it's got.
How does it go against the Second Amendment?
I don't know. People are stupid.
I'm just understanding. Like, I had the right to bear arms. It didn't say that you couldn't have a smart feature on your arms. Like, what the fuck? It doesn't mean you can't buy the gun still. I think the biggest thing. Nelly just sits there so still and so in place. I think he freezes, and I know he's not, but he just is really good at it. He's like,
I know. Last time he was like this, I was like, is he froze?
Anyway, I think that the biggest thing that it benefits is possibly removing some of these school shootings and things that we hear about, right? Because now you've made it unattainable for the child to be able to take the parent's firearm and be able to use it. So I think that to me is a benefit, right? Yeah. But I also see the other side because I'm just thinking, right? I don't own a gun personally. Okay, somebody breaks in with a gun. Maybe I have a baseball bat, right? And maybe I'm able to catch them because my dog barks before they can get a shot off, and I'm able to knock that gun out. Well, now I can't grab that gun and turn around and protect myself against them because the gun won't work for me. So I'm still at risk. So
but obviously I don't know but I'm assuming you could dismantle it.
Yeah, because
a guy who doesn't own a gun knows how to dismantle a gun.
24, bro. We're on Jack Bauer.
Like what like I'm not Steven Seagal, motherfucker. I never even shot a gun, and you want me to dismantle what he said? Hey, you could dismantle it.
You can tell he's military because like you could dismantle it, really. But here's the thing. I agree with you.
I hate you guys.
I agree with you with Checkmaster about like how does it change the Second Amendment rights? But here's my thing, and about the school, it's going to prevent school, but not really. It won't.
I didn't say prevent. I said reduce.
Okay, so to reduce, it will because they won't take their parents' gun, but it won't stop them from buying. What about those people that buy the guns and now they have their handprint on it, right?
Well, we're hoping that when I'm talking about reduce, I'm talking about younger individuals. So hopefully there ain't people selling them their guns.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's selling to these young kids, that took you quite a long time, buddy. But anyway,
no.
I'd be dead on the floor by now because I would still be fiddling with it. We're talking about like obviously if somebody's of the legal age to buy firearms, right? They're going to have the access no matter what to go buy them without it and be able to do whatever shootings or whatever else they want to do with it. What I'm talking about is the individuals who are taking their parents' firearms from their home and bringing them to school. They won't have the ability to do that because the parent, what's supposed to happen, and now granted, once again, we're talking about a situation where it's still up to the gun safety of the person because the parent should be able to allow for them to have access to the firearm when they go out hunting and things like that, and then be able to revoke that access when they get home. That's the point of it. One would hope.
I just think it doesn't matter what type of guns they use. It doesn't matter how they it helps if they by changing the modifying the guns and all that shit. But until they don't change the laws, it's nothing. It's the same shit. There's still a gun out there.
But they're trying. But see, here's the thing: is they know they can't. There's not. So what the people are trying to do, and I will give them credit, whether I agree with it or not, they understand it's going to be nearly impossible to change the laws. So let's change things within the law, right?
Yeah.
So if I can't change the law, let me change the way guns are dealt. Same thing with car production, right? We're trying to change the way cars are built to go towards electric, but they're not changing the fact that we need cars.
Yeah, and they're not changing the fucking prices. So think about this, right? So, just like you were saying, in 1999, when Smith & Wesson pledged to promote smart gun development, the NRA sponsored a boycott, and it led to Smith & Wesson dropping a tremendous amount of revenue just off of that. The closest one that obviously before now was in 2014. A German company, Armatix, put a 22 caliber pistol on the market, but it got pulled because they didn't obviously design it correctly. Hackers were able to remotely jam the gun's radio signal and use magnets, and then it could fire the gun when it should be locked. So there's obviously been a lot of fails, right? So but we're talking about, obviously 22 years of advancement and testing and technology. And this company seems to have it right, what they're quoting, to utilize.
So wouldn't it be cool if they can add a way, if there would be a way, let's say, for example, somebody is holding a gun and you're an officer on the other side, and you can deactivate that where they can't pull the trigger. Somebody's trying to kill themselves, right? Or somebody's trying to kill themselves, right? And then they're like, it's a stand down going down. They're trying to negotiate with him, and then just deactivate it, and that's it. They can't pull the trigger. That's some cool shit.
Invasion.
That's the Second Amendment problem. That's the difference. You can't
Why
prevent somebody from using it. All you can do is limit the way they can use it. That's how you beat the law.
But look at this pricing, right? So Smart Guns is the company that developed a model for law enforcement starting at $1,800
for a handgun,
and then for the civilians $2,200.
But
wait, I don't know the prices of guns, so I wouldn't.
Regardless, anything that's brand new is always going to be priced high. If this let's look at this shit 10 years from now. This is the first one that looks like it's working. Wait, there's no competition. There's no, checks and balances that way. Like, I'm not worried about the pricing right now. That's anything that's brand new and shiny is fucking expensive.
Yeah,
and then shit levels off.
Until Apple makes a gun.
Give it a year or two. Let there be a second company come out and watch the price go down. Apple. It's that's how this shit always is. But
Apple gun.
The Apple gun.
Oh gosh. So, speaking of Apple, you guys ready to jump into the last topic?
Yes, sir.
All right. So last thing we're going to talk about today, unless you got something else to say, Nelly, you good?
Just apple guns. That's just I don't know.
Just for that reason, I don't own a gun, but for that reason, I'll buy it.
And look, I could already imagine it. Right? He goes, and today we are introducing the new apple gun, and everybody's like,
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just here now. Lewis walks in his house. Hey Siri, can you load my gun, please?
With his prestigious design, ergonomic trigger, easy release pull.
Hey, we already know the colors is to come in, right? Rose gold, space gray, or silver.
We're NFC, bro. We're NFC, so you can pull the trigger.
No, it's AirPlay only. There's no NFC. AirPlay, bitch.
Hey Siri, unlock my gun.
Exactly. Hey Siri, load my gun for me. Imagine if it had to be voice activated. You're standing in front of buddy. Hey Siri, fire my gun.
That's crazy.
Hey Siri, unload yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Hey Siri, fire my gun.
Anyway,
now
we're gonna talk
Top Gun.
We were gonna go ahead and hop in real quick and talk a little bit about things that are addicting on the internet. Old Messiah over there, he gets addicted to porn. I mean, internet videos.
Besides porn.
Yeah, besides porn. So he was going to go ahead and wants to go over some of the things he gets addicted to. So go ahead. What do you spend your nights watching when you're alone?
Sometimes as I'm scrolling, right, through Facebook or even TikTok. OF, no, not OF. RedTube, probably. No, I'm kidding. So, like last time I was like, I'm scrolling and I see a video of pimples being popped and blackheads being like they're being removed.
Yes,
I'm like, I just couldn't stop watching it. Have you ever caught a show? Have you ever caught a show that you're like, why am I watching this? But then you just can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
The other night, I woke up like 3 a.m. because I couldn't sleep, and so I just happened to turn on the TV randomly, and on there all of a sudden I see John Cena, and I see the chick from Nailed It on Netflix, the big black chick. Who's the host? You ever seen Nailed It on? It's a cooking show. Okay, no. Well, she's funny. She's a comedian, and so she does voiceovers on stuff. So she would host that show, and it was one of those Wipeout shows. And people were just, and I had no interest in these shows, but I just turned it on. I'm like, oh man, there's John Cena and this chick. I was like, oh damn, this shit's got to be funny. And I'm just watching it, man, and just, dude, it's like, why am I watching it? You know what I used to watch though? That used to be the one show I was like, I don't know ever why I watch this shit. It's literally they build a tower in the middle of a parking lot, okay? Yeah. And they just literally grease it with fucking soap and water, and they get 4 people at a time, and they have to get up the stairs to the top, and they have to see who gets up there first, and you just watch them falling down this shit and bulldozing over each other. And I don't know what it is, but I am fucking I would get lost in that show that was literally just watching people go up a soapy pair of steps. That it was like, I don't know why I'm watching this, but I was used to get enthralled by
I remember that show, Wipeout. I would just sit there and watch
Wipeout is the one with John Cena. I'm talking about this one was just this wasn't even a fancy show. You're literally can see they're in literally like a Walmart parking lot and set up an inflatable stairs, greased it with fucking water and soap. So you slid, you got put into a wetsuit of different colors, and the colors had to make their way up there without sliding. And whoever got to the top first won. And I'm just like, this is literally in a parking lot.
That's crazy,
hey, man. You got to get it where you can.
There used to be this show that I used to watch. It was a Japanese show or Korean show. It was an Asian show because I don't know what nationality it was. Addicted to the View. And it was kind of like Wipeout, but it was like more of an extreme and it's way funnier because of the sound effects they used.
Oh, yeah.
It was hilarious. Yeah, it was funny.
I just don't watch it. It used to be on like late at night. I have no idea what they're saying, but it's just funny.
It was addicting. You couldn't stop watching it. But the show you're talking about, Check Monster, there's actually an Asian show that they try to go up on socks, or barefooted, but it's a stairs full of ice, and they gotta try to make it to the top, and they be tumbling down.
It's similar to
crazy.
that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, yo, why am I even watching this? It's just like watching curling.
But that's the thing. We don't really, that, and that's where the world's changed, right? We used to find these things on TV because there's nothing to do. So you just flip through the channels and find some crazy shit. Now it's all videos, right? You just find yourself sucked into some stupid video and you don't fucking know why.
Nah,
like
bro.
One of the guys on TikTok that I follow, and I know everybody's gonna laugh when I say this, but it's just he's intriguing as hell. He makes his money through OnlyFans, and he's made a shit ton of money.
So now we don't check monsters on OnlyFans.
I don't watch OnlyFans, but
you watch his OnlyFans apparently.
Well, yeah, no, I watch him on TikTok because his TikTok stories are funny. And with his money, he paid off his sister's school debt. He made his dad retire. Cool. He's like 25, 26. The girl that he's in OnlyFans with wears a hoodie, so you never see her face, like a ski mask all the time. And she's in the videos. But the thing is he lives at home with his parents still. And it's fucking hilarious because his mom's just flipping out like, why the fuck are you still living here? His dad will literally write shit on his chest, fucking shotgun beers with him and do dumb shit and stuff and be on these videos. Like they put on a gas mask that's supposed to be for like smoking weed for like a bong, but his dad farts in it. And then he got pink eye from it. Dude, and he has a best friend that's a duck. So him and his duck go around. They like dude, it's just fucking hilarious. I don't know why, but I'm addicted to watching these funny things. The mom blowing the fuck up and going crazy. Oh my god.
Oh, is that what the dad I think when the dad took a pictures with the duck and he put it on the billboard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the mom flipped out because he spent all the why would you spend that money? Yes, dude, his stories on TikTok at least are fucking hilarious. I don't know what it is, but I got sucked into it and I fucking laugh at him.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
so.
I don't watch the OnlyFans, but I saw that one part with the duck and his dad.
I don't watch the OnlyFans. He just talks about how he makes money from OnlyFans.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, keep this on yourself. So his dad was wearing whitey tighties and no shirt and just leaning like this on a couch. And
see, I'm not the only one watching this guy. Natasha's watching his OnlyFans, it looks like.
No, I don't think so. I think you're watching it. But it's okay, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't
she
judge,
knows
baby.
too. She knows who I'm talking about.
I support you, man.
She goes over to the grandma's house all the time, so it's funny. Yeah. Anyway, keep going. Who's next?
Does that remind you of the Bam Margera clips on MTV when he used to always mess around with his father? Is it Bam Margera, right?
Yeah, but that was violent. This isn't violent. This is just annoying.
Violent as shit.
Dude, he used to just go in and smack the shit out of that fucker. Yeah. Oh my god.
Speaking of that, did you see the new Jackass? I think it was it's on Netflix. It is.
I watched it.
There was one scene that made me just want. I couldn't watch it. They had to eat the sushi. No, the sushi. He had a sweat, so they did plastic wrap around him, around this big guy, and then they stuffed sushis in between whatever folds he had in his body, and then they made him run back and forth till he sweated, and each of them had to eat the sushi from the inside of the folds.
This might be a different one, but is this a show or the actual movie?
The movie.
Is this the last one?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you gotta watch that one. It's hilarious. They're all old as shit though. Bam Margera's not on this one because I guess he has a problem, a drug problem.
Probably has like fucking the 90th concussion.
All right, so I think we're about ready to start slowing it down. Do we have a FOH today?
Yes.
He said fuck out of here like 8 times today.
I know, that's why I didn't know if you still had it.
I have an FOH. Yeah, I already said it, but I'm gonna say it again.
All right, here we go. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Am I going first because you say here we go? All right, ladies and gentlemen, my fuck out of here is this. Because this country is so open to whatever we do and whatever we say, and that's the beauty of this country. This is when you appreciate this country more, when you realize that you can say whatever the fuck you want about anybody as long as you're not like accusing them of anything, and you can do whatever drugs you want as long as you're not bothering anybody, as long as they're legal, right? And then you decide to go to another country and think their laws don't abide to you or they don't apply to you. Fuck out of here for that shit. When you're gonna go visit a country, I'm not telling you to research all their laws, but if you're a pothead, at least have an idea that, hey, if I buy weed out here, am I gonna get in trouble for this shit? Or check your bags.
Ladies and gentlemen,
check your bags.
Ladies and gentlemen, Messiah for the organizations.
2024.
You got one, Nelly?
Yeah, my fuck out of here is with waste management. All right. Yo, the lady I spoke to when I was transitioning to the house, whatever, she's like, I took care of everything. Your email address is on there, your billing address, your phone number, whatever. I was like, word. Then my cousin's like, yo, I got this email. This is 3 months later, talking about your service is suspended. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, whatever. So I called today, and then they're like, oh yeah, you haven't paid the bill. And I was like, I haven't got a bill. And then I was like, let me guess. And I gave him all my cousin's information. I said, y'all didn't switch it over, right? Yeah, we didn't. And I was like, well, I have a question for you. Am I going to get this reset up fee for $55 on my next bill? And she's like, yeah, we're reinstating service. I said, so your guys' incompetence is my fault. I went off. But, we're gonna take care of that tomorrow. That's one phone call at a time. So F out of here, waste management. Y'all didn't do your job right. It ain't going to cost me. Y'all going to see. Guerreros, baby.
Guerreros.
All right. I got one. So I understand that there are great individuals in this world. Okay.
Like you.
Not me. I'm not one of them. But I know there are great individuals. But sometimes people's egos get a little bit too big for their own britches, right? Take, for example, I don't know, maybe an NFL coach. And an NFL coach that, I don't know, maybe he's could be considered arguably one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time. But this individual who's an NFL coach is a defensive coach and a defensive mind, right? That's where his bread and butter is. He recently happens to lose, unfortunately, some of the offensive minds from that organization because they decided to go to a different organization. So rather than bringing in people who actually know how to run an offense, his ego is so big that he takes a defensive coordinator and puts him on the offensive side of the ball to do play calling, and takes a special teams coach and makes him the quarterback coach for a second-year quarterback who's trying to develop, and then turns around and says, titles aren't important. It doesn't matter who's calling the plays. It just matters that the plays get called. And makes these comments because he thinks he's that much better than everybody else in the fucking world. Fuck out of here, Bill Belichick. Fuck out of here, Patriots. I hope to God you guys fucking throw 34 interceptions, 12 touchdowns, and you get your ass beat every week, since you really think you're that much better and that much smarter than everybody else in the NFL who pays offensive people to run the offense, that you're going to just allow these defensive-minded people step in and somehow have a feel for the game, time management, clock management, situational football, third and long, third and one, and they're somehow going to be able to fucking function at the NFL rate. Man, fuck out of here, Bill Belichick and the Patriots.
That was aggressive.
I had to get that one off my chest. That one
you did. Yeah, you did. But Belichick's going to get it.
Fuck out of here.
He's going to get it off his chest when he wins the Super Bowl.
Ugh, fuck out of here. All right. We got one more thing before we go. And it's, about
the
that
magic
time.
touch.
That's right.
I still hate the picture. I like the sound now. The
Sneaker of the day, baby. Sneaker of the day.
All right, y'all. So, sneaker of the day is going to be something new. I didn't buy. It just happened to get on my doorstep. But yeah, I put it up on the IG, so y'all might have seen it. If you didn't see it, that's not my problem. But I hope you in the future will see it. Anyways, these are the Chicago Dunks. All right,
nice.
EMBs right here, 85. You see that right there? I gotta get close. 75th anniversary. You see it? There we go.
Nice
edition of the Chicago Dunks, man. I'm gonna bring these out in Florida if I go soon. But yeah, I still haven't worn them. But yeah, brand new. And nice. Shout out to Drew Got Kicks. I tagged him on IG, man. That's a brother to me, and he got you with all your any of your sneakers. Man, he'll hook you up, man, for real. And I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna do a little curveball today. I'm gonna do dress shoe of the day. Okay. Your boy picked something up nice. I wore these for my sister's wedding, and these was popping. So I'm gonna bring them out right there.
Ooh. Those are actually nice.
Yeah.
You got the Michael Jackson going, bro. You're going to do a moonwalk on that shit.
Oh, boy. Like, but yeah.
Michael Jackson had the glove. You got the foot.
Yep. No shit. Got him. Yeah,
okay. Man, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, as always, it feels good to be back. Nelly, you got something you want to say before we head out?
I do. Ladies and gentlemen, just put your OnlyFans in the comments. My boy Shecky got you, male or female. All right, go ahead.
Thank you all for watching. On behalf of myself, Mazai, and Nelly, Mazai, you got anything before we head out? Nothing? All right. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching, tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, leave some comments down below. And if you have ideas of things you want us to talk about or argue about, or you want to jump in and be able to get in conversation, be sure to let us know. Until next time, we out.
We got the right stuff. We put the hammer right there.